Welcome to the Filmistines, the podcast where we discuss all things movies. Join us as we dive deep into the latest releases, revisit classic films, and explore the art of cinema. Whether you're a film fanatic or just love a good flick, we've got you covered. From Hollywood blockbusters to indie gems, we'll be breaking down the storytelling, cinematography, and everything in between. So grab some popcorn, sit back, and get ready for some cinematic magic. If you like what you hear, please consider subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/filmistines. We offer tiers at the $1, $5, and $20 level, where the $20 tier grants the ability to request films for future episodes. This is the Filmistines, where movies are more than just entertainment, they're an experience. All around you. Welcome back to the Filmistines. This is an episode,
One.
and I'm joined today by my flying pixie dust fairy co-host, Lucy.
Hello, Captain Hook.
Arg.
Arg.
So this is an episode about the new 2023 David Lowery, which I'll get into in a minute, Peter Pan and Wendy. Fresh to Disney Plus, I think a week ago or so.
Oh, okay.
Just came out. Not one of these movies that you have to pay for to watch on Disney Plus, and I see why.
Yep.
They're just, this movie, I don't know if there's been a live action adaptation that's been pooped out quite like this. Maybe Dumbo. Yeah, you like Dumbo, don't you?
Oh, I love Dumbo.
Yeah, and that's got my boy in it, Colin Farrell. Such a sore spot, man.
No, I love Dumbo.
You can like it. That was
Okay.
Tim Burton film too, as well, which is kind of funny because
That's-
he's somewhat notable director. Don't love Tim Burton. I do like David Lowery. He did The Ghost Story. Love The Ghost Story.
Ugh,
So
that's the worst.
we sat through this in 2 sessions. It was hard to get through in one. Peter Pan and Wendy.
Well, the first one I got through great because I fell asleep.
You fell asleep. Did you see? What do you think? What were your high level thoughts of this movie? We haven't talked about it yet.
This
Ye-
movie sucked.
Why did this movie suck?
It just it from everything, like the story. I mean, I'm not a huge Peter Pan fan.
Okay.
I never liked the Disney cartoon one. I don't know how many there are. I'm sure there's quite a few
I
adaptations.
don't know. Yeah.
But I never saw Hook with Robin Williams.
Hook's probably the other really famous one. Yeah, Steven Spielberg movie. Not very good either. I don't think.
I've always thought Peter Pan was on the lamer side of the classics. I didn't read the book.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't something that I was excited for.
Yeah, I made you sit through this.
And
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
But
Thank you for watching with me. Thank you.
No, the story, the actors. Oh my god, the actors.
Who's the star? Who's obviously the star?
The crocodile.
I'm not gonna lie. The crocodile bit, which was what
2 seconds.
2 minutes long, maybe.
Yeah, why
Crocodile
didn't we have
looked
more?
very cool.
Mhm.
CG wise, he didn't, look very realistic, but I liked his kind of crooked eyes and like long snout aesthetic, and he was like really big. And they took the clock out of his belly, of course, but which kind of, I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Jude Law though as Captain Hook.
Yeah,
I feel like he
Captain
was
Hook.
kind of the star of this movie. I didn't realize that was Jude Law right out of the gate. So I think that's a mark of a relatively good performance and good costume design. So that's one good thing I will say about this movie.
Yeah.
But do you know who the main girl is? Wendy?
No, something was hitting like, hey, I know her, but no.
She's the daughter of Mia Jovovich, the Resident Evil girl.
What?
She's the daughter of her.
That's her daughter?
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Huh.
I was like, wow.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, and the dad is, what's his name?
Director dude, right?
Yeah, Paul Wes Anderson, I think is his name.
Huh.
Yep, that's her. I'm not sure if this is her first role, but I hate it for her. Resident Evil movies are not, the greatest movies, but they're super fun at the very least,
Yeah. Yeah, they're fun.
They're mega fun.
Okay, well.
Peter Pan sucked. I don't know who that kid is. That kid sucked.
Yes, he sucked.
He was so bad. I was surprised to see real environments throughout this movie. I was surprised everything wasn't CG. Or if it is CG, maybe we're at a point where I'm not noticing it anymore. But I think a lot of these landscapes were real.
Yeah, Peter Pan. I was like, is he mumbling right now?
Yeah, you were like, he told him to open his mouth.
Yeah.
You're like, he's just moving his lips.
I'm like, what did he say? Open your mouth, dude.
I don't even know.
Man. I mean, we even talked a bit about, or we noticed the editing. How bad the editing was.
Yeah, that seems to be a trend here with these live action Disney movies, I feel like. These movies, I don't know how expensive they are. They seem pretty expensive, at least from a production standpoint. But like when you look at the details, the acting, the performances, the editing, the colors, it feels kind of cheap, doesn't it? At face value, it feels kind of expensive, but like when the cracks really start to show, I feel like.
I don't know.
We didn't get any. Well, I guess I want to kind of talk about performances for a second. We didn't get any, with the exception of Hook on the only level. We didn't get any performance pieces, like monologues or like times to flex characters' personalities and stuff. Everything was like 100 miles a minute, and nothing fucking happened. We were going as fast as possible, and nothing happened until when they were captured, and when we were in the cabin with Captain Hook, or at the very end with the final battle between Peter Pan and Hook. We get a little bit of emotion, in quotes, emotional kind of bit, and I was just like, "Is this the end?" When that happened, I was like, "This is like, there's no like build up to any of this." I was like, "Is this just because of?" I mean, it has everything to do with the writing and performance, I guess, but like, God, there's just no build up.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing positive to say about this film.
What is the most offensive part of this movie?
The most offensive?
Yeah.
Probably.
Not like in a I'm offended way, but just like fucking total cinema sin. What sucks here? Minus the whole movie. But what specifically?
I was going to say the kids.
The kids? The kids suck?
The pick of kids. I don't know. They try to make it so like inclusive.
Yeah. They sure did.
And I'm just like, what?
They sure did.
What are you doing?
I'm not super familiar with Peter Pan either, the original. Mm-hmm. Or the original Disney adaptation. But I'm pretty sure Wendy got introduced into this fold and started to take on this motherly role. And that was like a really big theme in the movie. The mother dealing with their sons that don't want to grow up. And, we didn't... I guess that's, like, the son-daughter thing. Maybe not super important, but it felt like it was kind of a mark against women specifically because that was the core of the original. And I'm not sure how similar this is to the original. Are you even...
No.
I'm not
I can't familiar.
Even...
Yeah.
Like, beat for beat, the story-wise, I have no idea. I don't know if Peter Pan is seen at the end by the adults. He was here. I don't remember that. I don't know. The only Peter Pan I know about is the one from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh.
So that's about it. That's where really my Peter Pan knowledge stops and starts. But
yeah, I'm not too familiar with the story either. I mean, I'm more familiar with the conspiracies around Peter Pan and
wait, like what? What you got?
Well, like the Lost Boys.
Him stealing? He's a fucking pedophile?
Yeah.
Is it Michael Jackson type?
Yes. That's, like...
I guess that's why... Did Peter Jackson, did Michael Jackson call his amusement park Neverland? Or was it something people called Michael Jackson's amusement park?
Oh, I don't know.
Because there's that great documentary. I think it's called Escaping Neverland.
Yeah.
With Michael Jackson and his disciples.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I'm not even too sure about that either. But, that's just, like, what you hear. Yeah. And I don't know. That's all I know.
He's a piece of shit, isn't he?
Who?
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan is awful.
He's kidnapping children.
He's
brainwashing them.
Banishing people for wanting to go home.
To their mom, for missing their mother.
And then, James, the Captain Hook, he tries to go home and gets lost.
And his hand... Well, that's later, I guess.
Yeah, well, he gets lost, can't find his mom. Peter fucking banished him. He's all alone, all lost. What, they get in a fight, he cuts off his hand? Like, what kind of monster are you, Peter Pan?
And then in the movie, they flip the ship over and everybody falls off, and we know how big that crocodile is. We know...
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna steal your ship and then you're just gonna get eaten. Well, because we feel like it.
Yeah, Peter Pan, man. Because I didn't see the other way around. I don't really know why these pirates are interested in collecting these kids, killing these kids, other than trying to get to Peter Pan, you know?
Yeah.
They don't have anything against the kids. It's just to get to Peter. Because Peter's a piece of shit.
I mean, I don't blame them.
No, it's the means to the end, man.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
Like, goddamn. And then still at the end, when Peter's like, okay, I'm gonna apologize to you, which there was no build up for that.
No build up. I don't
even think he felt sorry. I think he was just like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to say right now.
He was a little snotty fucking 8-year-old just saying what, he felt like he was supposed to say.
And then someone shot, whatever, and he's holding on to his hook, and then he's just kind of like, oh, well, bye. Like, what?
Trash.
What?
Trash. And I hate to be for both of us, I hate to be on, I don't want to say anti-Disney remakes, but like just like making fun of them and talking about how shit they are and stuff, because that's so fucking popular today. And I mean, some of them are trash, but some of them are highly over hated. I don't want to say criticized, because it's not a lot.
Yeah, I feel like with the remakes, I think some of them are great, awesome. Even I'd go as far to say better than the originals.
Boom, there it is. Holy shit.
And then you have the extreme.
Which ones?
Oh no, you're gonna put me on the spot like that?
Spot time. Aladdin. You think Aladdin? Right? That's incredible, because you're putting the songs up against the songs, for one.
Mm-hmm.
You're putting Jasmine up against Jasmine. You're putting Jafar up against Jafar. You're putting Robin Williams up against Will Smith.
Okay, that's the only
That's
the only one where, especially after the slap, I'm like,
can't even look at Will Smith anymore.
I know,
I
feel a little something after that slap with Will Smith, but that's like the only thing that would keep me from saying that the remake is better. Robin Williams did the genie.
What else?
Awesome.
You like The Lion King, right?
The Lion King. Yeah. The Lion King. I love the remake of The Lion King.
Yeah.
I thought it was way better than the original.
That's hilarious.
And I was never a big fan of the original Lion King. I'm not sure why.
You're too hipster for that shit.
Yeah, it just didn't speak to me. But the remake, I love the remake. Beauty and the Beast is, I don't want to say one's better than the other, because they're both dear to my heart in so many different ways. Belle's my favorite Disney princess of all time. I've, related to her more than any of the other Disney princesses and a lot of the other characters.
Mm-hmm.
And,
that one's probably my favorite.
Well, your favorite princess?
Or favorite princess? I'm not sure. Favorite remake.
Okay.
I don't know if I have a favorite princess. Maybe Ariel, but that's because,
that's different reasons.
That's different reasons. That's because she loses her voice and can't fucking speak. I like that about her.
No, but, Beauty and the Beast, they're just so different. I can't compare them.
Yeah.
I love the remake. One, Emma Watson.
She does a good job.
She does a great job, and she always plays like, well, not always, it's just two, but she's always played two of my most favorite female characters that I've related to my whole life. Hermione Granger and Belle. So I've always thought that was awesome. And when the remake came out and I thought Emma Watson was I heard Emma Watson was doing it, I was like, oh my God, like, how fitting is this to my life? And I'm sure a lot of girls who, read a lot or felt kind of were relatively smart in any way in school or were goody two-shoes kind of fall in that. So I thought that was great. I thought that was a perfect, casting choice.
That's awesome.
And Gaston. Oh my god.
I can't even remember who Gaston is, man.
I don't know his name. Let me pull it up.
Luke Evans. He's in Dracula Untold.
So it's Luke Evans?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dude, I'm like, dang, I never thought I would ever have a thing for Gaston, but this guy. And then the songs.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm in love with Gaston now. Fuck
Yeah.
the Beast. Like, man. So, different. That's different. I can't even compare those remakes. But,
Oh, LeFou's his friend.
LeFou's his friend. Yeah, that's how you...
I thought Gaston was... I guess...
No.
That's funny.
That's
LeFou's
funny.
good, too, in that.
Yes. Yeah, Josh.
And he's like,
whatever
Josh Gad.
Gad, yeah.
And he's kind of gay, and he's like, just simping for Gaston. It's awesome.
Which he does that in the film, in the original,
I feel like he's a little less...
Obvious?
I feel like he's a little less personality in the animation, which is, I think, maybe a little ironic because animation is, 9 times out of 10 very high octane personality. But he's kind of quiet in the original, right?
No.
No?
He's like...
I can't remember.
He's like... He's just the same, I think.
Is he the same? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like... I feel like Josh Gad gets a... I feel like he gets a bad rep. I can't really say, but I feel like he does a really great LeFou. Is he... also, the snowman guy from Frozen?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Olaf.
Okay, Olaf.
And I'm trying to think of any other remakes that I liked better, but nothing's coming to mind. Cinderella. Ugh.
Yeah, that was a little ahead of its time. That probably would be a little, I don't know if better, but like a little more fitting.
I think that was one of the first remakes.
Yeah, I think it was the
wasn't
first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have they done like Snow White and?
I don't know if they've done. I know they haven't done Snow White. I don't know if they've done Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty, yeah.
I know they did Maleficent.
Yeah, which is a little bit different because it's kind of it took that spin that Emma Stone's movie took. Cruella.
Oh, I love Cruella.
And I heard Maleficent was a little like not bad.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
Maleficent
and then Cruella's pretty good. It's I mean, especially coming out of Disney, and the non-animation side of Disney, that's pretty rare to have a good movie like that.
Yeah, I was surprised by how much I liked Cruella. Which I mean, I don't, nothing against Emma Stone. She's okay.
Overrated.
Yeah, a little overrated. She's okay.
Yeah.
But she was great in Cruella.
Yeah, she's good.
Mulan, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I don't know about Mulan. That's like that. That's like the cornerstone of the worst remakes.
You know what else was great?
What's up?
Better than the original? I might have to say yes, just instinctively right now. The Jungle Book.
Yeah, the first time.
The Jungle Book was great.
I might have to agree to that too. I
remember seeing it and just thinking like, wow, this is what we can be capable of making remakes.
Yeah,
like
it's one of the more expressive remakes because, just on the front, they make them kind of hyper realistic, but they, for one, make the big monkey dude, big ape dude. He's not a real ape. He's not an ape that's alive today. He's what they call isn't he say it in the movie? What's he called? He's that primitive ape that's like really fucking big, kind of like the Meg or something of the sharks.
Oh. No. I don't know.
But he's not like, he's exaggerated. He's like this archaic thing, and he's huge. All the animals are so huge
like the snake.
next to Mowgli, which is very, very, very fucking cool. And we lose a lot of that kind of personality and style across some of the other remakes. And some of them don't require it. Like Aladdin, I feel like it kind of takes a naturalistic, grounded approach to some degree. The lighting in all these movies are terrible. I feel like that's like, if they could figure out to not light this shit like a video game, these movies would all look better at the very least. With the exception of Peter Pan. I feel like some parts of Peter Pan actually has some really nice naturalistic looking shots because some of it's
natural.
not CG, some of it's real. And they did do a decent way of capturing that here and there. But yeah, good call. Jungle Book. I forgot about that one. I would have to say that might be my favorite actually of the remakes. I'm not too familiar with them. Are you excited for Little Mermaid?
No, I am not excited for Little Mermaid.
Very curious how that's gonna go.
I'm not excited whatsoever.
Oh man.
Like, can you at least just give her red hair? The one Ariel trait.
Yeah, it's sort of It's like
is
not
iconic.
essential to who Ariel is, but like it is. It kind of is, you know. It's like
Like-
it's the most. It is the most iconic thing.
I
That
don't
Little
know,
Mermaid.
because right now with, all this trend and makeup and wigs and false lashes, like that stuff does give you a little bit of an identity of a little bit of who
Sure.
you are.
I mean, yeah, sure.
So you can change that. So I mean, give her the red hair, please. Like that's just
Yeah. Like, I mean, and the funny thing is, I guarantee you the hair she has. What's her name? Halle. It's kind of like Halle Berry, but not quite.
Halle.
I can't remember. But you don't gotta look it up. But the hair she's got in the trailers and stuff right now is probably all CG anyway. So why not just give her red CG hair?
Bailey.
Oh, okay. Halle Bailey. Which I, don't
Yeah,
have.
and her hair is like brownish, reddish. So maybe they wanted to go for like a natural.
The stripping to continue to strip away that personality, aren't they? That
Yeah.
style. Curious what I think Melissa McCarthy is gonna be playing Ursula. I think
Yeah.
in that, which
That's-
seems like that might work out pretty
Yeah,
well.
I think
she's
so,
pretty
too.
good.
I
She's
like
not
her,
super
too.
funny, but she's got good energy. I like her. She's funny sometimes.
Yeah, she can. I think she can be funny, and then especially give her like a character like Ursula.
Yeah, I feel like she could play a
Then
character like that, a
I think
cartoon
so.
type
Yeah.
character.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like she could pull that off pretty well. To pull back to Peter Pan and Wendy, what do you think about Tink?
Oh my god, they ruined her. They ruined everything.
Talk about a character who had all the personality in the world and
Yes.
just fucking neutered her.
Yes. Yes. And I never liked Tinkerbell. I just thought she was a little too sassy for me. For the type
for
the type of personality I was when
That's
I was
funny.
younger. I'm like, she's too sassy. But where is that sass?
Yeah.
Where is it? Nothing against sassiness. Just I want that sass. I
Yeah.
want that personality.
Yeah.
Like she didn't even talk and she had so much personality.
Yeah.
What did they do to her?
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest letdowns. I mean,
She was a standout in Hook, Steven Spielberg's Hook.
mm,
Tink. And Rob Williams, of course, because he's just great, but
yeah.
the movie just falls in other places. But
Yeah, I want to say that in some of these remakes, they're really like putting aside some of these sidekick characters.
mhm.
Like Mulan, they did away with Mushu altogether.
Yeah, well, we know why there.
Yeah, we know why there, but okay, they kind of
And we might know why here. If they're going to release Peter Pan and Wendy in China, we don't want a black person to be, centerpiece in any way whatsoever. Because, it's going to hurt your Chinese numbers.
Okay, well, what are they gonna do with Little Mermaid? Just not air it?
Yeah, I don't know where that's going to go. Oh, and I saw today that the main character in Final Fantasy 16's gay. That's not uncommon in video games or anywhere else in the world,
Okay.
right? But I swear, I think he might be the first gay male protagonist. We haven't seen this before in any consequential way or any kind of, mainstream way, which is very interesting.
Oh, that is interesting.
Because it usually leans, for some reason, the gay girls is much more acceptable.
Yeah,
Or
for some reason.
it popped in my head.
Well, what I was gonna say is, I don't know if you've seen anything about the Little Mermaid live action, but
I haven't seen much.
the fish and Sebastian.
Oh, I forgot all about the
and
fish and
them,
Sebastian.
like they just look so bobo.
Do they really?
They look.
I haven't seen
awful.
them.
So like the sidekicks are so lovable. What are you doing with them?
Yeah. And it's kind of ironic because people like the other side of Disney, I don't know what you want to call it, the Pixar movies, Big
Mhm.
Hero 6, Frozen, Tangled, right? Encanto maybe less so, but not even. Those sidekicks are still so like the shit.
Yes.
Baymax, Olaf, even Bruno, and Encanto. He's like
Yeah.
sort of a sidekick, sort of not. He's kind of in the background stuff, but like
Yeah, Bruno. I mean, even Hey, the chicken in Moana.
oh yeah, great example. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like what is going on?
Like
Do they not? It's it's such a weird thing. It's just it always, it's just one of the things you always got to bring up, right? Are you a fan? Have you watched the original, the source material? Well, and if that's not what's important, why don't you take a completely new approach?
Yeah.
Why is it like, Peter Pan and Wendy, I'm not too sure, but like The Lion King, for people, love or hate The Lion King, why did they feel like they needed to just completely scene for scene recreate it like that? I feel like there were, multiple ways to approach that in a really interesting, creative way, How many times did I tell you about, having this documentary style approach on, still all CG, that's fine. It could be very beautiful, especially, we have this like far away kind of angle, but we have this like Lion King 1.5 perspective where we're not completely participating in what's happening, but we have this David Attenborough kind of narrator on top, depicting the absurdity of everything that's happening. The absurdness can still be there. We can still have the story of Lion King, but approach it from a literal different angle,
I mean, that would be awesome.
That would have been sick, I feel like,
Yeah.
Although I do kind of appreciate it's like one of those like student projects of like wanting to create something just from a different light, different aesthetic, create the same thing, just a little bit different. I do kind of appreciate that for Lion King on that angle. I like the Lion King remake.
I mean, maybe that's why I do like some of these remakes, because they kept the sidekicks, Lion King kept Timon and Pumbaa and made them even funnier.
That's true. That's
Beauty
fair.
and the Beast kept all, your sidekicks.
Yeah.
Mrs. Potts, Lumiere,
yeah,
Cogsworth. I mean,
what's the more recent live action remake? Is it Dumbo?
Pinocchio? I didn't think I even saw that.
Pinocchio came out last year.
Did we see that?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, that was apparently horrendous, though. Even Tom Hanks got nominated for a Razzie on that, which is dope.
Gosh.
You know what that is?
You've told me before. Yeah.
It's just it's awarding people for shit, doing shit jobs. It's awesome. I love it. I love it even more when like actors and stuff they do go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is awesome because, you kind of need to own when you are part of something trash.
Yes, yeah.
It's okay to make shit stuff. I love someone who can just be so totally self-deprecating about the matter. It's good stuff. It brings...
And such a humbling moment.
And it brings some kind of authentication to the work itself.
Yeah.
Like, it can make you kind of have this bolstering effect, and this kind of builds that cult following. But, yeah, I imagine Jiminy Cricket was probably not very good. I don't know who played him, but,
Yeah, I mean, think... They did her wrong. Especially, you said she was CG'd?
Oh yeah, she was like CG'd in a similar but worse way, like Natalie Portman was in the new Thor movie, where she was definitely real, but with like in this CG skin, which is just fucking weird because Disney's only got one of the greatest big to small techniques ever done on camera with Jack Sparrow. Jesus Christ. Have you seen those? Oh my God. They built all these great, sets, with some compositing, of course, but, but things he interacts with and close-ups and stuff. Like, I mean, Tink she doesn't interact with anything. They don't need to build anything crazy. Just bring that camera in on her. She's not even wearing anything of CG, necessity. She's not, I don't know, Iron Man with all these moving parts on him or whatever, She's got a fucking skirt on, a one-piece skirt or whatever, right? She could which looked like shit, even if she had that on, it had this weird softness on it. It was just like, come on, that would have been so easy. They did it in Hook. What was that, 1990? I don't know, 3 or 4, maybe 5, with I think was it Julia Roberts?
Yeah, I think that's who you said. I'm not sure.
I think that's who it is, and she's awesome. I can't remember if she speaks in the movie, to be honest, but she didn't need to. She had so much personality, In my mind, she spoke with her sass because she was sassy. It's pretty much the same Tink there.
And then they made this Tink speak.
Yeah,
I know it was like, okay, we hear her speak because now Wendy believes. I guess
that's what I said. I don't know. I don't know what that's about.
Okay, but we get it. You don't need to. We get that Wendy's always believed. I mean, she could fly.
But I think the important point there was she said, I don't know. I can't remember what point. Wendy said it, but she told Wendy that Peter Pan just never listens to her. What was that saying, you know?
Oh.
Like, you're not listening to the people who are wise around you, you know? Like,
yeah.
Come on, that's...
And then the
very
Tinkerbell in the animated film, she hates Wendy. She's so
That's
jelly.
right.
She's like, she's sassy and jelly. Like, 2 perfect words to describe her.
Yeah.
And this Tink is like, what? I mean, she's not even, like, she's just nothing. She's not even loving Wendy. She's just there.
Oh, and how iconic is Tinkerbell?
Super iconic.
You know, Tinkerbell transcends Peter Pan by light years, right?
Yes.
I wouldn't say Peter Pan's one of the more super iconic Disney films. It's a pretty iconic Disney film, but I would not probably put it even in the top 20, you know, after you see the top 20 fleshed out, you know?
Yeah.
With, of course, I mean, I should say not films, but like characters. That's what I should say.
Yeah, character. Yeah.
But like Tink, I mean, Peter Pan's probably in your, 50 to 100s. I would fucking bet. I bet Hook is more iconic.
I was about to say that.
Than
Yeah.
Peter Pan, and God forbid, Wendy's not even in the top 100 probably. But like Tink, probably top 10 maybe.
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
Tink was part of the intro for Disney for a long time.
And Pink. Wow. Tink, like, you have, and I think this says a lot, kid birthday supplies.
No, it does. Absolutely.
You don't have Peter Pan
Absolutely.
birthday supplies.
Yeah.
You have Tinkerbell
Yeah.
birthday,
Yeah.
Balloons and
That's awesome.
plates
That's awesome.
and whatever.
Yes.
So, yeah, she's the star.
She really is.
And you just...
I can't believe they fucking neutered.
They did.
Neutered Tink.
They did.
And then the whole David Lowery thing, it's another Taika Waititi type situation all over again. I haven't seen all of David Lowery's stuff, but I love the Ghost Story. Love. Or is it A Ghost Story?
I think it's A Ghost Story.
A Ghost Story. Love it. Love it. One of my favorite movies. Top probably 30 probably. I don't know. I don't keep this shit in check. And I remember when they announced that he was going to be directing it, just like Taika Waititi directing those 2 Thor movies and now soon to be Star Wars movies, I guess, if Disney still wants to work with him, because apparently he's a little bit of a visionary director and has, some kind of like artistic plan,
Okay.
unlike Disney has. And so he has a hard time fitting into a mold that's not himself.
Right.
Right. And so I don't know if the Star Wars thing is going to happen. Although they are a little bit more flexible with the Star Wars stuff, it seems like, which is weird because Star Wars is kind of, or at least at one point, was the biggest brand of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. But the David Lowery thing was kind of really disappointing to me. He probably demanded some real landscapes and stuff and real moments. Those were kind of... But he probably didn't have too much power at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Kind of like with Tim Burton and Dumbo. I don't love Tim Burton, but Dumbo is the most least Tim Burton movie ever fucking made.
Yes. I'd agree to that.
It's just a little unfortunate that they don't let... Because, I don't love Tim Burton, but could you imagine a Dumbo through the eyes of Tim Burton? That'd be at least interesting.
Yeah.
The same thing here, Maybe this would be a little... I don't know how this would go, because I wouldn't say David Lowery has a complete style, at least next to Tim Burton, but disappointed, man. Disappointed. I didn't expect it to be great, so I'm not really that disappointed, I guess, but I wanted to check it out anyways, so.
Yeah, I mean, same. I had no expectations.
Yeah.
So none were
Thank
met.
you for watching with me.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I fell asleep.
It happens. It happens. You fell asleep during The Father, too, with Anthony Hopkins. We're going to have to rewatch that.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great movie.
just sleepy then, though.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
That's got nothing to do with the movie itself.
Yeah. You better say that. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Filmsteins. Thanks for tuning in and joining us on our cinematic journey. We hope you enjoyed our discussion and gained some new insights and perspectives on the world of movies. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform, especially Patreon at patreon.com/Filmsteins. And follow us on social media for more film-related content. We love hearing from our listeners, so if you have any feedback, suggestions, movie recommendations, or book recommendations, please feel free to reach out to us. Until next time, keep watching and keep loving the magic of movies. This is the Filmsteins signing off.